So it's been about 7 months since I made my last health update. So I figured I'd post another update just to let people know what's been working for me. So in my last video, I talked about how I'd had the most success with treating my liver and bile function, and I'd been taking Phosphatidylcholine, TUDCA, Artichoke extract, and milk thistle. And that did continue to help me for a while. I did get a ton of relief from that, at least initially, but yeah, like a few months in, that just kind of, I realized it wasn't enough, and that wasn't the full puzzle. So recently I have made some more real improvements, and that's been, lately I've actually realized that I was more along the right track initially when I was treating my leaky gut. So I've come back to try to treat that with some other things I hadn't tried. So to cut to the chase, what's really helped me lately is I'm having 1 cup of cabbage juice, or 300 mils of cabbage juice, on an empty stomach upon waking. I'm also taking sodium butyrate. So I am taking a few different brands of sodium butyrate, just experimenting still to see which one helps me the most. I'm taking one called Tributerrin, and I'll post what I'm taking in the description of this video. So I'm taking Tributerrin, I'm taking another one called Probutyrate, and then I'm just taking a regular sodium butyrate supplement. So those I am taking with the aim to help fix my leaky gut, and yeah, so far they're working quite well. I'm not getting reactions as much when I have food. I've also realized that I have issues with glucose and glycogen, either depleted liver glycogen, which I have not been able to adequately restore, and then what's been working for that lately is actually taking Dextrose powder. I get many different types of brain fog, I would say. Some quite distinct types of brain fog. And brain fog is, for me, just neuroinflammation. So there isn't always just one cause. So I've kind of narrowed it down to quite a few different causes, one of them being electrolyte deficiency. So yeah, I'm currently consuming an electrolyte mix, which I have here. Hold on. So if you're curious, this is the electrolyte mix I'm taking. So this makes 1 week's worth of electrolytes, and I got this from a place called the Born Free Discord, which you can find. I'll put a link to that in the description too. Basically, there's a whole protocol developed by this guy named Joshua Leask, who's a biochemist who's trying to treat people with chronic fatigue syndrome. And as part of his protocol, he recommends consuming quite high doses of electrolytes. So yeah, that's recipe provides a week's supply, and I will break that down into daily. So divide that by 7, you get the amount of electrolytes to be taken per day. I find now that I don't have to take the whole daily electrolytes, the whole dose, but yeah, I can now get by about half of the dose of electrolytes. But I do find that if I run low on electrolytes, I do get quite a specific type of brain fog. To come back to dextrose, another type of brain fog I get seems to be the result of a depleted glycogen in my liver, or overall, I'm not sure. And I have found very recently that taking dextrose seems to kind of bring me out of that brain fog. when I do notice it. One of the guys on the Discord, he's taking 120 grams of dextrose per day. I'm still experimenting to find my sweet spot, but I take 20-gram doses throughout the day whenever I kind of feel like it's needed, and I do get some relief from that. In terms of the liver and bile protocol that I was previously on, I've cut out the TUDCA. I seem to be reacting poorly to that and getting more brain fog. So I kind of have also cut out the majority of that protocol on a regular basis, but I'll still take artichoke extract, phosphatidylcholine. I've found recently, I think with now my new leaky gut protocol, the sodium butyrate and the cabbage juice, that I'm able to tolerate things I previously wasn't, like eggs. So I'm trying to get my choline from a whole food source, eggs. Just other supplements that I'm trying to take just to keep everything in check. I'm taking a multivitamin. That's this one here. I've just started it, so I can't really recommend it. I also am continuing to take Zinc L-carnosine, which I think still to this day is one of the best supplements I've taken for me overall. I'm also balancing that. I'm taking copper as well at a different time of the day. Oh yeah, before I forget, I'm also taking, related to sodium butyrate, a couple of sodium butyrate probiotics, if you will. So there's one here, Miyarisan. How do you say that? Miyarisan, and is like a Japanese probiotic which contains a sodium butyrate-producing strain called Clostridium Butyrate, which, in addition to taking sodium butyrate by itself, it would be beneficial, I believe, to have a bacterial strain in your gut which produces its own butyrate. So yeah, that just about covers it. Diet, just quickly, I'm aiming to consume pretty high protein diet. I like to consume a good amount of red meat, steak, beef mince. I just feel like I function best on those. And yeah, currently I'm not dealing too well with fermentable carbohydrates like most vegetables, wheat, anything with gluten. So I am also able to now eat rice. So I'm taking rice, the dextrose powder, and I'm not perfect, so I am having kind of fermentable carbs here and there, but I do notice an increase in brain fog when I have those. So yeah, that's all for the update. Just to note, I am feeling probably better than I've ever felt lately, which is great. Yeah, I hope this can help someone else. All right.